Hi friends, hope all are fine. So in the last video, we were seeing RBI's function, that is the main function controlling inflation. So in this video, we are going to deal with other functions of RBI. So what is the first function of RBI apart from controlling inflation? The first function is it issues the notes. See, RBI is the only monetary authority in the country for issuing the notes of all denominations. All denominations in the sense, be it 10 rupee, 100 rupee or 200 rupees note, whatever it might be, it is issued only by RBI, but except 1 rupee note. So who issues that 1 rupee note? See, that 1 rupee note is issued by Ministry of Finance. You have to notice one thing here. Though 1 rupee note is issued by Ministry of Finance, it is circulated through RBI only. So this is the first function. What is the second function? It is a banker to the government. See, RBI acts as a banker to the government. What does the bank will do? The bank will obviously provide loans, right? So it will get the extra money from the government, right? So all those functions of a banker to the government are performed by RBI. See, it also acts as an agent and advisor to the government of India. What does it mean? See, it advises the government if you are spending this much amount of money, what would be the outcome of it, whether the inflation will rise or inflation will decrease. So these kind of advices will be given by the RBI to the government, and it takes care of banking functions of both the state government and the central government, because even the state government would have extra money to deposit, right? And also even the state government would require loan, right? So where will it go? So even be it state government or the central government, the loans are raised by RBI. See, this RBI will advise the government of India on the economic policies which it is adopting. See, it is going to give only advices. So it is going to perform the advisory role for any economic policy which is adopted by Government of India. Okay. So there have been news spreading in the air that while there was a demonetization, there has been advice given by RBI governor to the government. That was spreading, right? So only advisory role will be performed by RBI. Then see, the government not only has the debt in the bank, but also it has the debt to the public. How? The government will sell its securities, right? So the government will have its public debt. So that is managed by RBI. Now, its third function is it acts as a banker's bank. What does it mean? See, generally what does the bank do to its customers? The bank will get extra money and it will pay interest to that extra money, right? And if someone is in need of loan, you will go to the bank and get loan from the bank, right? You will be repaying it, right? So all those functions of a bank will be performed by RBI, but not to the customers, but to the other banks. So it's like how the banks are performing the role of crediting and debiting, that role will be performed by RBI, but not to the customers, but to the banks. So basically, the other banks in India like SBI, okay, ICICI, be it any bank, they act as a customers to RBI, okay. So that is the reason we call it as a banker's bank. So all the banking roles which the normal banks are performing to the customers, that is we, that is done by RBI but to the banks. So in short, the other banks except RBI acts as a customer to RBI. Okay. See, the next function is it acts as a custodian of foreign reserves. See, we know that we require foreign reserves. Foreign reserves means what? The foreign currencies, right? Dollar, yen and other foreign currencies. Why do we need that? Because we may import the items which is not in our country. Okay. So when we import some items, we have to pay for it, right? So payment can be done only in the foreign reserves, not through the Indian currency. You should remember that the payment of imports will be done only by foreign reserves. So you need foreign reserves with you. But who is managing that foreign reserves? So that foreign reserves are managed by RBI. So it acts as a custodian of foreign reserves. Okay. Not only that, but RBI also keeps the exchange rate stable. How is it doing it? See, if it finds that the Indian rupee is devaluated. Okay, devaluated means what? So for $1, if you're going to pay 60 rupees, the next day for $1, if you're paying 70 rupees, okay, our currency has devaluated. In that case, what will the RBI do? The RBI will enter into the market and it will start buying and selling the foreign currencies. So why does it do? Why does the RBI have to buy and sell the foreign currencies? RBI does that because it needs to keep the exchange rate of Indian currency stable, right? These are the major functions, and there are some other miscellaneous functions also. The other functions include it acts as a clearing house, and RBI is the one initially before the NABARD came into existence. RBI was the one who was arranging the credit for agriculture loans. So now that is taken care by NABARD. So see, it acts as a representative of government in IMF. What does it mean? It means that whenever and wherever the Indian government have to be represented in IMF, instead of Indian government, it is the RBI, that is the Central Monetary Authority, who goes and represents India in International Monetary Fund. Then it also takes care of, I told you initially, buying and selling of securities is done by the government, right? So it has a public debt, right? So that buying and selling of government securities is done by RBI. Okay. So these are some of the functions of RBI. Apart from that, you could also see that RBI is responsible for branch expansion, right? RBI is responsible for branch expansion and branch closures as well. Okay. So these are some of the major functions which you have to look both in the prelims and mains perspective. Okay. So again, I'm telling you that this is not the complete source of economy. This is the base for economy, without which you will not be able to understand any economic concepts in the newspaper. Okay, this is your base. With my videos, you have to read the newspapers so that you can attempt all the questions in the preliminary. I got few comments saying that will this be enough for the examination preliminary? But I'm telling you again, for the basic concepts, this would be sufficient. If you wanted to attend all the questions in the UPSC preliminary examination, you have to read the newspapers as well, because economy is a dynamic subject and it is not like history or geography. So you have to supplement it with the newspapers. Okay.